plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. My name is Pam, and today you guys, I'm in an arts and crafty mood, which means I'm going to show you guys how to turn this into this. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so for the most part, unfortunately, you won't be able to see my face, but that's okay. I'm just going to walk you through the process of me creating this wall art with plants. It's going to be some time, so pull up a seat and grab your best beverage and just let's go. So you need a lot of items for this project, you guys, but for the most part, everything that I pretty much already had in my home. So you're going to need, of course, like a wood plank of some kind to actually do the design on. You need a hammer. You're going to need some nails, and just your regular nails is probably like 1.5 inch nails. Something to put paint on. I've already been using this, as you can see, with various paints. This is my palette, but if you don't have something like this, you can very well easily use like a paper plate or some sort. And I believe the sun is shining, so I hope it's not too much of a glare for you guys. There's paint that you need. For me, I'm using white, acrylic white, and I'm using this natural buff, which is very easy. You can get this, I believe this kind of paint you probably can find at the dollar store. You're also going to need some Mod Podge, a pencil. You're going to need scissors, floral wire, which I believe I brought this from Michael's a few years ago, but you can also get this from the dollar store as well. There's a couple of other things you're going to need. You're going to need your hot glue gun, a glue stick, planters. This is 2 inch. You're also going to need 2 different kind of brushes. This is just a basic brush. It don't have to necessarily be this wide. It could be something a little bit more narrow, but something to do a quick, easy stroke. And then this is more or less just a pointing brush for me to do some embellishments if need be. I think that I am, but I'd rather be prepared. And you also gonna need, I have some decorative like little rocks. I've been had these, and also some, I'm going to use some white stones for this as well. And cannot forget, you're not going to forget sheet moss, which you can get from the dollar store. But I believe I brought this from Lowe's. And honestly, you guys, this is the only thing that I actually brought for this project because I didn't have any left. But everything else I've pretty much had. Also, this is not going to be a requirement, but I'm just going to be using it for this project. I already had these. These are magnetic buttons with adhesiveness on one side. But yeah, let's just go right into it. So I have a particular design in mind. Also, this is a piece of paper bag that I kind of like cut out because when I use, which I don't think I shared with you, you're going to need some sand. Right here I have like this blue colored sand that I had already brought years ago, and as you can see, I've been using it, so I have a little bit left. I think it's going to be just enough for this project. If not, that's okay, because I have another bag of this as well. But and that's the reason why I decided to cut this out, because I know I'm gonna be using it on top of here, and I kind of want to I like saving my materials, so I like transporting things here and there. So the first thing that I want to do, I want to start off by actually taking my pencil, and I'm going to kind of like just draw out my outline to create some form of a design pattern in my mind, so that I know exactly where I want to go with it. So I'm just gonna, and it really doesn't matter, because at some point you won't even see the drawing of the pencil on here. hope it turns out like I see it in my head. You know, it's just the cool part for me as far as creating. Let's see. I love to create and just the good part about art or just create in general, you guys, and I'm not an artist by any means. I love being able to kind of like take what I envision and bring it to light. In mind, a lot of the stuff that I do, I go off of feeling. So it kind of like doesn't look like much. I don't think this. I'm sorry about the sunlight, you guys. It's like more or less just a sketch of what I want to do, where I want to put everything. So yeah, so next thing I'm going to do, okay, is my glue stick for my sand. And I'm going to try to, I think, more or less cover this area, just this area with the sand in my mind. You know, another good part about arts and craft is that no one knows your design except for you. So even if you was to make a mistake in some kind of way, nobody would know it really but you. And sometimes we can be, I know I can, for me, I can be my own worst critic when it comes to me doing arts and crafts. So I did the glue stick, and I'm more or less just gonna sprinkle the sand. Now, if you have actual like sand, they usually sell like sand at, was it Michael's? But like I said, I already had this in my home. But when I go to the arts and craft area of the dollar store, you know, I always go there and just take a look. And I just follow my gut with certain things. I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, well, let me just get this because I'll never know, just in case I'll come across, have another, you know, project idea in mind. And that's pretty much how I do it. I buy random items and I just store it for later. And then whenever I have like a creative thought in mind, I'll check to see if I have the supplies on hand, and I'll just go ahead and buy it. So I wanted to just create this, you guys, to give me some form of texture. That's the reason why I went with this sand. You know, I love, like I said before, even with my plants, y'all already know that I love textures and shapes and sizes and colors and things like that with my leaves. I think I just like that as well overall with, I'm going to use a little bit more of this. Overall with just crafts in general, like just my overall aesthetics. I think that's just what I am into, what I really like. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this be. So this is pretty much what that's gonna look like for now, and that's just it, because all I wanted to do was just create some form of like a sand texture. And because I tried to save, which is another reason why I use this brown paper bag, is so that I can save on the sand instead of throwing it away. I can reuse what wasn't used, and that's that. But I think the next thing I'm going to do is now I'm going to do the paint. This is where the buff color is going to come into play, and I think I want to do that because I'll give it time to dry while I do the next step. And so I have this, like I said, you guys, you could use a paper plate. You can actually use a piece of like paper like this if you wanted to, but I've always been using this, and this is just what I'm using for my palette. Because I didn't have sand, I'm improvising. So, and I think I need more than this. I didn't have sand, but I can color it. See how that makes it look like, well, I figured buff is the best I can do with making it look like sand. I probably could have also I don't know, I never tried it. I said maybe one day I'll try it. Maybe I could have mixed this in with the color. But I think if I just smeared it on, it wouldn't give me that grittiness that I'm looking for. You see how it's given, I don't know if the camera is picking up, but you see real close here how it's giving that gritty texture. And that's what I really was looking for, or going for, because like I said, I'm trying to create more of like a sand, like a seashore type of situation. So I'm kind of blotching it a little bit to cover that blue color. You see that? So that's kind of like the sand look that I'm looking for. So that needs to dry before I start doing something else. But we can still, alright guys, we can still do another portion of it while it kind of dries. Hopefully it don't take long to dry. Usually don't, as acrylic paint dries pretty quickly. But in an effort of saving time, the next thing I want to do is I want to create, so I'm going to create my little, I guess, hanging for my plants. At first I was going to use 3, but I realized this wood plank is not big enough for 3, so I'll just go with 2, which is fine. And I need to use this as my measuring tool, so to speak, so I know where to put my nails. So I use this as my mark, kind of marking the spot, so to speak, where I want to put my nails at, if that makes sense. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're using the wire, so it can be okay. So I'm going to do one kind of like a little lower and do one a little higher, so it'll help me pinpoint where I need to put my nails. And like I said, these nails are, I don't know, probably like 1 inch long at best. And let's see if I use a hammer. Okay, now another thing too, you guys, is you want to make sure whatever wood piece you are going to use, that is thick enough to handle the nails, which is probably why I wouldn't go any longer than these little, ooh, dang it. Dang. These inch nails, because you don't want it to be too long, because you don't want your nails to actually puncture through on the other side. For the most part, it is in, and it's in. So it's like up. Let's see. That's what I'm thinking. In theory, I don't know. Will it work? Hopefully it will. Let's see. The goal is to make sure it's snugged. See how I nailed it? I'm trying to like nail it down so that it won't come off. The ring does not have to be perfect, you guys. Just wide enough to at least hold the planter in and, you know, keep it from sliding. And that's what I want to be able to put it in, but with some okay, so I do have one that's a little bit small and snug. And this is, which is cool. This is kind of the idea that I'm going for right here. This was a little bit, this is like a smaller 2-inch planters you can see right here. But I think I probably will go with this because it was smaller. But now that I know that I needed more wire, I'm going to try to make the other one a little bit longer. So I'm going to pre-cut a size, and I'm going to do this one off camera, guys, and then I'll just come back when I'm done with this so you can kind of see where I'm going to go with it, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so now we are back, and this is what we're looking at. So it took me a little bit longer than I had anticipated getting this thing on here, but we got it on here. I can take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, and that's pretty much what we want to go after. Now this is still a little slightly wet, so I'm going to let it still dry, and then we can move on to the next one. I kind of pulled out the sheet moss because I wanted to see what I was going to do with it, and so I have an idea in mind. I want to cover this portion of it with this sheet moss to give it that more like outdoorsy vibe, so to speak. And I'm going to hot glue it more or less. So I already have my hot glue. And the reason why is because this is just decorative. I'm never going to wet this or anything like that. Whatever plant I put in here, I'll just take it out, water it, and then put it back in the design. So it's not really needed. Okay. Y'all see the vibe I'm trying to create, or the vibe I'm going for, right? I want to just trim it up a little bit to match this plank. You know, I might want to put a little teeny bit to cover that portion of it, which I can easily just pull off. Hot glue this portion. How far am I able to slide it? Okay, so let's see. It's still going to show this portion of it. I really didn't want it to do that, but maybe I can. Let's see what other creative way I can actually come up with this. Maybe I can create some kind of a pocket. Don't know, guys. I'm winging everything. That's part of being creative. Just trying new stuff and seeing, you know, just throwing stuff to the wall and seeing what sticks, right? Let's see. I'm testing it to see if it's going to fall off. Let's see. Fall out of place. This is my first time actually attempting to do this. Well, I am able to put the pot in here, a little bit. I don't look too bad. I can't really push it any further because I could push it down a little bit more, but that's as best as I can get it. Okay, so far so good, right? So far so good. think I'm just gonna put this on here, and I'm gonna have to figure something else out for a second. I think I'm having some kind of issue with my hot glue gun. I don't know what it is. It's not catching, or it is, or something is like something's stuck in there. Let me go figure out what's going on, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys, so I'm back. I actually had something lodged inside the hot glue gun. So, but yeah, let's just get back right into it. It's not too bad, right? I'm gonna cut this part off. So I will trim that, but I'm gonna actually just hot glue this part. Okay, guys, I'm back. So sorry, it took me longer than I anticipated. The camera got hot. I had to take it off and let it cool off, and then I had to charge it up a bit. And also, while I was doing that, I had to clean up because my OCD was kicking in a little bit. And then I got hungry, and I said, okay, it technically was lunchtime, so grab me something to eat. And now I'm back and ready for us to continue. So one thing I did do, you guys, off camera, was I did not like how this part looked. So I put some more glue over top and added another layer. I think doing it like that helped give it the texture that I want. It's still a little wet, so I'm gonna let it dry, but we can still go ahead and continue the rest. So as you can see, this pretty much dried, and I don't know, I like it so far so good. I think it looks cute. And so now we're going to just work our way from the bottom on up. And I got these little pebble rocks that I'm just going to pretty much line up here. Use my hot glue gun. And I'm doing this because I wanted to create some form of a texture. If you ever, you know how when you go on the beach or whatever and you're walking in sand, but you may actually come across some rocks type of situation. So I kind of wanted to create that vibe, so to speak, in my mind. So that's the way. And like I said, I've been had these rocks. I had a whole bag of them that I think I got it from actually, I think Michael's at the time. And I've had these rocks for some time, and I've used the bag for several projects. But you don't necessarily have to get them from Michael's. You know, honestly, I go to Michael's whenever they be having like those 60% off sales and them 70%, because Michael's can be a little bit pricey. Haven't checked out Hobby Lobby, if y'all can believe that, right? I don't know, I heard that their prices may be a little bit cheaper than Michael's. Don't know. But yeah, so this is just going to take some time right here, which is okay. I really think this is going to turn out really nice. At least it's playing out that way. Don't forget, you guys, subscribe. Really trying my best to grow this channel, you guys. I can't do it without you, that's for sure. I definitely can't do that. I'm really liking it. Y'all know I love textures, and I don't know, just when it dries and just me probably touching it and feeling the different textures will be satisfying as well. Are some of y'all like that? Like y'all feel good when y'all feel like different textures? Things like that. I really like this. I think this looks nice. Let me see. Is this dry yet? No, not yet. I think that part is going to have to be more than likely probably done off camera in regards to this Mod Podge, because it's just by being clumped up, I know it's going to take some time to actually dry off. I don't know, guys. Y'all think I should put the Mod Podge over top of these rocks too? I don't know if I should do that. I've never done that before. Let me press this in here. Maybe I should just as a sealant, but I don't know, you guys. Okay, so y'all see where I'm going with this? What y'all think? Yay, nay? I don't think it looked too bad. I like it. And when I do the rest of this finishing part, okay, so next thing we're going to do is pretty much the same thing we did with the blue, with these rocks here, but we're going to use these blue flakes. And I don't know if I should have, this is where it's really going to take some time, but I wanted to do it. It's going to be worth it. I must be out my mind for doing this because it's really going to take some time. But these pretty stones, these blue stones, just want to, or blue and white stones rather. Okay, so now what I need to do is I'm going to take these blue specks and try to put it right here. I think I want to, make it play off like water. And I think I'm going to use this brush, honestly. I wasn't going to use this brush because I wanted to use it for something else. But I think in order for me to speed up a little bit, I think I'm trying to speed up so I can not take too long with this. Okay, so y'all get the gist of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the rest of it off camera, you guys, because it is taking a lot of time, and also to give my phone some time to charge or cool out, because I think it's just getting overheated because it's so close to the window and it's a nice bright sunny day. So yeah, I'm going to show y'all when I'm done getting it. I'm going to take the blue all the way up through here, and I'll just show y'all, and then we'll finish the last part of it, okay? Okay guys, so I'm back now, and I finished putting the stones on here, and this is what it's looking like. I like it. I think it looks nice. So my next step and final step as far as finalizing the actual design is I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm just going to slightly go over this because since I put the stones on there, it definitely gave it time to dry. And I want to put Mod Podge on here for a sealant, as well as to add some kind of glossy sheen when it's done. And it'll shine. So I'm just going to just put it on here because I really want it to have a finished look. So I've been having a day with this, you guys. Just a lot goes into doing these videos with these show and tells. I've been having a lot of overheating and little small technical issues going on here and there to really slow up the process, but the stuff we do so we can share our journey, right? And when it dries, it's going to look really, really nice, I think. Alright, so I think that's good. And then one little touch I want to do with the white, I want to put some white along, I'll show you. I want to put some white along the edge of where the sand is, because in theory this is supposed to be like a little waterfall, and I want the white to kind of like look like water crushing into the sand, so to speak, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm just gonna use a little bit. That's what this little brush is for. And I already have the plants that I want to put in here. That will be the last thing though. I need to just hold it. And I'm just gonna lightly dab kind of around the lower part of the rock. See how it's really making it pop, in my personal opinion. So that's the reason why I do the white. Kind of like the water's coming in from the tide. And I tried to pick the different color blue stones that I already had, so it can kind of like show depth of like light, like shallow and deep waters, if that makes sense. But for the most part, that is what it's looking like. I'm gonna let this sit for a second, give it a little bit of time to dry. So the plants that I'm actually putting in, I already have one already planted up. It's in a 2-inch planter already, and that is this beautiful, what is this? A Hoya Rosita. I just think it trailing already will just add a touch of elegance already to the design. And then I need to sit this over here. And then I need to pot this up. I have about like 5 cuttings that you see, nice healthy roots, at least 2 inches. Micans, I have like 5 cuttings. Okay, so I have like 5 of these mican cuttings that I'm gonna put in this little planter right here. I have a little bit of soil already in my little soil container. I'm gonna put a little bit in here and just layer my micans. So I just think that when this start growing and it'll start trailing as well, it'll add even more to the effects of what I'm trying to create, the calming feature, so to speak. Alright, so I'm going to take the plants out, because now we need to figure out how this is going to be hung. Now, there's 2 ways you could have did it. First way could have been almost similar to how I actually created the rings. We could have used 2 nails and used that actual floral wire, and I could have hooked it on a command hook. But because I want to actually put this on the side of my refrigerator, I'm going to use these magnets. And that's where the magnets come into play. So I have these magnets. Don't know how many to put on here, but I want to make sure the suction is really strong. So I'm going to put a good amount. It's one side is adhesive, but honestly, you guys, I'm going to put hot glue on it anyway. Or maybe I should. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, they seem like they sticking. So I may not have to use. And I'm just going to literally put them all around. Also, too, you guys, if you didn't want to use a planter, you could also do, this would be great for your air plants as well, which will probably be even more simpler and basic, but you could actually put an air plant like in the pocket here, which I think would also be very cool as well. So I mean, it's whatever plants you like. I just know I want it for me and my aesthetics. I want it to have like just some form of like a hanging plant, to be like a featured wall type of thing, if that makes sense. But anywho, Let's see. So yeah, let me turn it around so you guys can see. So like I said, I put a total of 9 magnets on here. And yeah, I'm gonna put the plants back in here. Okay guys, so as we've seen, this is the finished product and I love it. I think it turned out great. Y'all comment below and let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think this is a go or no? But I really do love it. It is time consuming. It took a lot of time putting this together, but it's well worth the time and the effort that it takes. It definitely screams vibe, jungly vibes for me. And I'm going to show you guys a picture of it hanging on the side of my refrigerator somewhere along here so you can take a look at it. But yeah, this pretty much wraps up this video. I'm so glad you guys came along. I hope you actually enjoyed it. And I hope it wasn't too long. Y'all comment below. Let me know if y'all like arts and craft time with Pam or arts and craft time period. But yeah, this pretty much is it, you guys. Keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do and you love listening to planty things, subscribe to this channel. Keep pushing those thumbs up. I appreciate your support any and everywhere around the world. And until next time, guys, enjoy your day. Much love. Bye.